in this part, in this video, I'm going to tell you the essential things that you have to know before starting the Photoshop. And I am a huge fan of Photoshop, and I almost work with this software more than 3 hours at least 3 hours a day. So I know that I mostly use just a few tools in most of the time, and if you know these tools, you can do lots of stuff with Photoshop. So let us start with the File tab, which has new and open, which are similar in almost all apps. And yes, I click on new. Here is the window that opens. You can use the preset templates. For example, in print template, which is I think the most popular, you can use leather, legal, tabloid, or A4, A6, anything is here. Or maybe the web, you can use the banner size, or mobile, film and video, anything you can use. And I most of the times use A3 based on your measurement. You can also use the measurement system here, for example inch or centimeter, anything you want. And sometimes you can use pixels, which is in a standard format for measuring and sizing the graphical elements. I will go with centimeter, and here, based on the preset, as you can see, sizes can varies. Okay, I will use A3 and we'll change it to centimeters so I can check this very clearly. You can change the orientation here, vertical, horizontal. Okay, and the resolution, which I suggest you to use 300 for printing, and 72 or maybe 100 for websites. Let's work in 300 resolution, and don't click on anything else, and don't click on advanced options, and let's have a white canvas and start. Here is the toolbar. Here are the tabs here, and this section is the properties related to each tools. As you can see, whenever I click on any tool, the proposition for section changes. Okay, there is also 3 selecting tools here: marquee, lasso, and magic wand. Okay, marquee, lasso, and magic wand. And you can also use a shortcut to choose any of them. For example, in marquee, you can use the shortcut M. The Photoshop has the things to guide you. As you can see, this is how it works. And when I'm just holding the mouse on this, and I don't click on anything. And L is the shortcut for lasso. And for magic wand, this is W. You can learn it later if you want to work faster. It doesn't need to learn just right now. And if you click and hold down your right click mouse button, you can choose the other options related to these tools, but I suggest to just stick with the preset. And if your preset is different with mine, yes, hold the right key and choose, and when you hold the right key, new tab will appear, and you can choose the other models. Yes, magic wand, please choose this one, magic wand tool, not quick selection, just magic wand tool. This is useful, more useful. Okay, and there are something for other things to paint, brushes here, which you can use a shortcut B, and paint bucket, which has gradient tool and paint bucket tool. As I told you before, as I mentioned before, when you click on the tool and hold it down, you can see other options. Don't use 3D material drop tool. You don't need it right now. Okay, we will come back to this, and this is the shape, and this is writing and text tool. Okay, here is the swatches, the colors, other tabs that you can really use them, and you can add the tabs, these tabs, with window tab. If you have or don't have any of them, you can click on this. For example, this is swatches, and this part has a tick, so this is appear. If I unclick here, you can see this, and again I click here and you can see those swatches. Okay, and there is another part called layers, which are very important in Photoshop, and you can add layers here. Do you see here? This is part. This is the making a new layer. It's like new paper that are transparent, putting transparent papers on each other, and if you paint anything, this will be in just this transparent part. But if you are very new in Photoshop, let's just skip the layers and just paint on the background. You can also delete this, but by deleting button, it's so simple, and changing the opacity. But I just want to make this familiar with you, and when you are going to learn Photoshop more, it will be more familiar. Okay, this is layer, and this is our canvas. Okay, let's go and start with brush. As you can see, you can change some parameters here. This part shows the brush format, brush shape. As you can see, there are many brushes available, and you can upload your own brush and even make your own brush, which are more advanced. I'm not going to tell you about them right now. And let's start with hard round brush. Okay, I choose this, and you can also use and access to this panel with right clicking on the white canvas or the canvas. Okay, and you also can change the opacity. These are important, and if you learn this too, this is enough for now. Okay, and here you can change the colors. As you can see, there are many options to change the colors. Okay, I chose a blue one, and you can also choose your color with preset colors here. So I start painting and using the brush. Okay, this is what I draw with this brush. I will use the other format. See how it is different. Okay, and with changing opacity, for example, I made it 40. Okay, see what's happening. You can create texture or patterns here, and this is very useful. But if you want to color the whole part, just use the opacity in 100%. And this is the basic of all digital painting. I'm a digital painter, and this is the basic part of all of them. You can paint lots of things with it. For example, okay, and I will choose a lighter. Okay, changing the opacity. See, this is the thing that you can paint with just basic things that I teach you right now. Okay, so the other part is eraser, and you can erase anything with brushes, different brushes. Okay, and please remember that the color of eraser, as you can see here, and you can use the shortcut E, is determined by the color which you can see here. For example, now it is white, so the eraser will be white. But if you, for example, change it to orange color, the eraser will act like a brush. So to avoid making you confused, let's always keep the eraser part white. Okay, always keep the eraser part white. And I'm going to delete all the things that I have done. There are many ways to delete whatever you've done, many ways, and maybe even simpler or more advanced, but I'm going to teach you just some basic things for you to remember. The other part is paint bucket, the other tool, which is very important. Paint bucket. Maybe your person is a gradient. When you see the toolbar, just hold down your right click mouse button, and while you are holding, choose the paint bucket tool. Okay, like always, you can choose any colors if you want. Okay, and just click. The whole canvas turned whatever color you want. For example, this one is purple, or you can make it to any color. Okay, I'm not going to tell you about gradient right now. I'm just sticking to simplest things. And let's move to selection tools, which are also very important. As you remember, I told you in the beginning of this video, this is the marquee tool, which has a circle or elliptical and rectangular. And don't use these two remaining. Never use them. They may make your work so complicated. And yes, I choose this one. Sorry. And these are also very important, very important. Just learn these parts. And a bit tricky. I'm not going to tell you about this tree, and just please put your selection part into the first one, which is called the new selection. As you can see. Just remember that this is turned on. Okay, and how you draw this: click and hold your right mouse button. Hold it. This is very important. Hold it, and while I am holding my right button of my mouse, I'm moving my mouse. Okay, and whenever you want, just unclick and put your fingers of the mouse, and you will see this rectangle. Okay, why do we need it? Let's change the color so you can see the difference. Okay, remember the brush, B brush. Okay, I will make it a bit more and changing the opacity. Just remember and having a review. Okay, I'm going to paint, and as you can see, you can just paint inside the rectangle and whatever you have choose. Okay, and if you reduce the opacity, okay, this is what's happening. Okay. What happened? Oh, I don't know. Okay. So here it is. Here it is, and I'm going to deselect this rectangle, because you can't have this forever. You want to paint the outside. So while it is, this is very important, please listen. While it is on, the first option is on, just see the mouse shape. When it is inside the rectangle, this is different, and when it is outside, this is also different, because they are doing the same thing. You can use a select with all three of them, but let's just click on this the tool that we already used them before, marquee tool, and just one click while it is while your mouse is inside. I do it again, just one click here, and now it is not appeared anymore. The other part of selection is lasso tool. Okay, this is different from the previous one, just with the ability to create different shapes, for example, and working with it is also different. Remember the past one, you clicked and hold your right button of your mouse, and okay, remember, this is different. You just click and put your finger off the mouse and move it wherever you want. Okay, and I clicked again and put my fingers off the mouse. One click, one click, one click, one click, one click, one click. Okay, I'm just creating a random shape, and it doesn't mean anything, but okay. So you want to finish this shape, and you should move your mouse wherever you start. As you can see, when your mouse goes near the first place that you started, the initial part, there is a circle. A circle appears near here. Okay, just click and your shape will be closed. Okay, like the previous one, I will choose another color. Like the previous one, you can use this as a selecting tool, but with more freedom to make a random shape. Okay, how I am creating this pattern with opacity. If I make the opacity in 100%, okay, as you see, this will be all white and opacity will be 100%. Okay, like the previous one, click on lasso while it is on. Click on the inside of your selection. Just one click and it will be off. The other part, which is very important, is magic wand. With magic wand, you are not creating a selection, you are choosing and selecting a selection, selecting a part. For example, when I click, I select this part, and this is automatic. How do you, if you want to select a very smaller part, what will you do? There is a tolerance parameter here. Just click on the tolerance and or add a number, enter. The 10 is much more less, so there is a more detailed selection we will choose. And if, for example, if you change it to 100, which is a very pretty big selection measurement, if you choose this, as you can see, lots of colors will be chosen. Okay, this will be important if you want, for example, this is one of my painting. I will change it to, okay. You want to select one thing in a painting, and using the brush, as you can see, you can change the color, okay. And like always, if you want to select this one, click on it while it is on. Just click on the inside of the selection, okay. You can change the color. This is how it works. And with Ctrl Z, you can move backward. Okay, I again want to deselect this one, and this is back to normal. Okay, here we're back to our canvas. I want to deselect again. I will click on the inside of the selection. Okay. There is not much more remaining. You can do lots of stuff with these things. And the other thing is the shaping tool. Okay, when you hold your right bottom of your mouse, you can see many shapes here. For example, I use a rectangle. Okay, this is a shape, very high quality shape, which is in vector format. This is so complicated. I'm not going to tell you about these things, which may confuse you, but just remember that you can change the fill color with clicking in the fill color, and change the color here, okay. And you can change the stroke in here, okay, you see, and changing the stroke size. Okay, there are many things that you can customize, but let's just stick to the basic parts. And you can just don't remember this one. This may make it complicated, but you can make it a rectangular with curved angles in here, okay. So and this is another tricky things that you should learn. Here you can move this with this button, move tool V, because it automatically creating a new layer. Okay, you can just unlearn it and it doesn't matter. And the writing tools, type tool, that you can just one click, and this is very simple. You can add sizes just like the other formats and write whatever you want. And when you finished your writing, just click just hold the Control and Enter, so it will be finished. Okay, you see here, these are the most important parts, and I want you a bonus part, a learning which maybe will be very funny to work with. Okay, here is a painting. Here is one of my digital painting, and this is a girl face. You can use your own picture or your own image, and you want to edit your facial parts. Who doesn't want to, and customize it, and click on filter. Filter has a very adventurous space. Just try it, just try every part of this. Okay, in filter gallery, I will click it again, filter gallery. Okay, click on it, and you will have lots of options to work it with, lots of customizing options. Okay, just use them, work with them, and see Photoshop as a play. Just work with it. Don't be afraid of clicking on different things. In the worst case, your canvas will be destroyed. Okay, it doesn't matter. I will cancel, and this is the part that I want to tell you, and I think this is more exciting. And filter, click on liquify. Okay, filter, click on liquify. Here is the page, the window that will be opened. In here you will see a portrait linear shape, and this is very powerful tool. As you can see, there are parts for a face. You can make your nose bigger or smaller, or you can make your face looking like a smiling, or enhancing or decreasing the lip size very easily, or changing the eye, make it bigger, make it wider. Okay, just play with it, or even changing the face. And it is not artificial, you can change it very natural, and this is the magic of Photoshop. Okay, so how did I do this? Again, I review, filter, liquify, and then here. I think I almost teached you anything that you can use for many designs, many tools. I'll teach them to you. And yes, again, I review these 3 parts are for selection, these 3 parts, and this is for selecting the layer, the brush, the eraser, the paint bucket, and the shape tool and writing tool. Please tell me your experience with my video. What do you think? Please comment here, please like here, and please thank you for supporting me. And yeah, see you next time with other tutorial.